What? Oh,
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Comics Unbound with Dustin Burnell, lead shocker, and our good buddy Bladen Hunter. He's over here doing some phenomenal inks on a BGD page.
They can't see that.
No, it went away. Oh, no.
That's
right. They're not supposed to. No, that's like the last page of the book. They can't see that. That's fucking funny. So, all right. So we're live.
Don't do that.
We're talking stuff. We're talking dinosaurs. We're talking, babes, and of course, a lot of gore. We had a great show. We had a great little live gathering yesterday. It was absolutely phenomenal. We did a bunch of art and stuff and bullshit, and it was a great time. But it's Friday, so we're talking about the Unbound type of thing. You know what I mean? I'd also like to talk to you guys for a brief moment about good buddy Lee Chalker. He's got another show that you guys should check out on Tuesdays called Chinwag.
Yeah, it's cool.
Can you tell us what a Chinwag is so we can, so we can get everybody in on the dialogue for the Chinwag? What's going on, Sean?
Yeah, sure, man. Basically, to take you back to a start, Dustin had a day off one day on Comics Unbound, and I got talking one-on-one to a fella called Daniel Best, who has been on here before and around the place, and enjoyed the one-on-one integration heaps and the conversation, and then went away and had an idea. What if you could do that every week with someone? Because I think, in variety, like with lots of people on the show, certain people's stories don't get told and where they grew up, that sort of stuff. And I find that their stories are an integral part, as we all know, of their writings and their creations and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I thought, it'd be cool to maybe give people a bit of time and space to have a yarn, And then the idea of the 6 simple questions of who, what, where, when, how, why, and when, came into thought. And basically, it's just me sitting down with a guest each week and prompting them into conversation with those 6 words / questions. And it goes off in a variety of different areas and, topics and stuff like that, all within, I guess, comics related, but to do with them.
But it's more of a PG show than our show.
Yeah. There's no swearing and stuff on it, so that was a conscious effort to.
Right. So no fuck yous and no, no boob talk. You know what I mean? So
no, none of that. Just
fairly straight arrow
Australian creators, mate. That I've been lucky enough to have as.
And those are the cleanest guys you'll ever meet. Those Australian creators. Those guys over there are real.
Mental, mate, and just it's having fun with it so far. So it's on every Tuesday night on the Comics Network, mate.
Love it.
My Facebook page, around the place. So
phenomenal. Well, on the note of phenomenal, good buddy Bladen Hunter over there is doing some inking over a Mitch Massey fucking piece, and it's gonna be awesome. I feel like that all the time. I just don't tell him because I don't want him to get a big head about it. You know what I mean? So I just kind of, let it go. I'd love to have one of those like Euro awesome accents and whatnot. But,
my question to Bladen. So Mitch is obviously on paper, and you're inking straight on that, man.
So I'm actually having to redo my thing here because I lighten the lines too much. So I'm gonna have to print off a new one. So normally he'll do the lines and then send it in, and then we scan it, and then that's how it gets digital and then goes to the colors. But this one sent me a picture on the good old Facey Space, and I'm taking it. It's from the actual image that he sent, and then I'm doing it right now on another screen, but you can't see it, but it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So I'm pretty much formatting it to fit the size for the comic template from what he already drew, and then I'm going to print it out, but I have to lighten the lines, which I did a little too hard before. So just bear with me, folks.
So this cover that he's talking about that he's doing is for Ethereal's next release, which is Fallen Leaves. Currently, we've got BGD going right now. Gore and Dinosaurs issue 3. We're at 281 backers right now, guys, which is absolutely awesome. Like, fucking phenomenal. This is the second highest campaign we've had so far, next to If It Hops. And I love seeing it. I love the love that you guys have for, the world of BGD. But I think that Fallen Leaves is really something special as well, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. Quick backstory on me, because I know I'm all mysterious and shit, and you guys don't get a whole lot of backstory about me. But we, like, when I owned a comic shop, I used to write campaigns for D&D, for Werewolf the Apocalypse. I mean, like, campaigns that did well enough to keep the lights on at times. You know what I mean? So when I realized, we were sitting down bullshitting, my wife and I, a couple months back. It was actually about 4 months back. And she was like, you don't have a single fantasy title under Ethereal. And I was like, man, I don't have anything like traditional sword board magic. I didn't have any of that. So I sat down and I put together this script about this world where it's, your traditional magic and traditional races and stuff like that. Your elves, your halflings, your humans, your orcs and your goblins, all that jazz. And I got to looking at it and I was like, man, this needs the ethereal spice to it though, right? So our main character is a female elf. And the very first issue is survival. It's literally, the issue is about surviving this traumatic event that happens to this like village of elves. So like I said, you're going to get your magic, you're going to get your swords, you're going to get your bows and arrows, you're going to get your fucking goblins, your pillaging, and all kinds of other jazz, It's probably one of the darker things we put out, and Lee's like, bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, for real.
No, I'm listening. I'm just drawing, mate. As you
no,
I'm drawing today.
Yeah, no, it's like, man, we'll put your shit up here and share it so I can fucking put it up here for you.
You don't have to. It's
okay,
just
right
I'm sitting here talking, bro. I'm like, here you go. Just
fucking
inking and penciling. Just the last extra bits and pieces for issue 5, mate.
So good. So good. If you guys don't know Battle for Bustle, you guys are seriously missing out. Look at that T-shirt too, motherfucker. Has got the brand right there. I love it. That wasn't done on purpose. Huzzah!
Yeah. Look, man, that was one of those things. I get a couple of T-shirts, and this sucker's lasted the longest, mate. So,
absolutely. But this character, she's very young in the first issue, so you're literally just almost watching a catastrophic event from the eyes of a child, So issue 2 will be, the character will be older and stuff like that, but you're going to get this backstory of her village and what she's got going on. And you'll meet one of the main antagonists of the story in this issue, which has been phenomenal. I've had a lot of fun with it. We, as Ethereal is a brand, I'm a sucker for making sure that the interior art matches the exterior. You know what I mean? It's got to be really good, or we don't use it. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting to be a pretty exclusive club, and we want to give you, the fans, what you pay for. We want to give you the best art and the best story we can possibly give you. So we brought on Marcelo Salazar, and the interiors are beautiful. They're beautiful. Like, I mean, and then not only do we bring on Marcelo, but we brought on David Ocampo, who does a ton of ethereal work and has been with us for a long time. Facebook user says, love your art, my brother Lee. My brother from Down Under. Absolutely love it. So Lee's a fucking monster, man. So whatever, dude. I'm a huge fan. Get out of here. So they got this, but we went in and we added, David, to make sure the colors were what we needed them to be and stuff, and they came out beautiful. The pages came out stunning. I mean, I could not be happier with the way the pages turned out for this book and the interiors. I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy them. And covers, oh my gosh, covers are a whole nother animal. I've got a couple more interior pages to show you guys. Like, I loved this. This is page 1, and I couldn't be happier with it. You know what I mean? But then, so you guys get to see a lot of David Ocampo, right? Like I just mentioned, he works with us a lot. He's been on the team he's one of the longest standing members of Team Ethereal. But he did a cover this time, not just colors. And Ocampo does beautiful fucking cover work.
You couldn't hold back that song any longer, could you? It's been about a month.
It had to come out. But this to me is a statement to David's talent. I mean, the guy is just as awesome as they fucking come. You know what I mean? And a humble dude too. And then we got, oh my gosh, every member of the team just came out with bangers for this particular issue. And I know you guys are excited, and I can't wait to get it to you. Holy shit, that cover's gonna be awesome, Mr. Hunter. Like, it's gonna be good, dude. Like, you guys can't see the amazing fucking pencils that are on the other screen down below, but it's epic. But then April Reyna, who we all love, April. She's been with the team for quite some time. Almost 2 years now. Good grief. So April did this stunning cover also with Ocampo's colors. Was just so much fun. Like, I love this cover. And one cool thing that April has going on, guys, is April has become the manager for our other brand, Ethereal After Dark. So Ethereal After Dark's first book actually drops next month, and it's called Squee After Dark. Yes, ma'am, Shawnee. You guys are going to get your stitches. You're going to get your stitches in. We're all excited about it. I know Bladen's excited about the additional pages. I'm over the moon about them.
Yeah.
It's very different. So every time we put out the Stitches pages, I want you guys to get something different, a different takeaway from the story. You know what I mean? Versus like If It Hops, when the If It Hops is normally like about the main characters when we add to additional pages. You know what I mean? Stuff that happening to the main folks. Whereas Stitches is about an entirely different character. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to get the April's new book, Squee After Dark, for her Kinktober stuff will actually drop next month. I saw the fucking list. I don't even know what half of that shit is, but you guys are going to have fun with it, I'm sure. I'm sure that Blade and Hunter knows what all those things are, but I don't know what they are. But I'm excited to learn about them, so we'll see. And the artwork's going to be beautiful. Every time she puts out that book, it's absolutely stunning. This cover that he's working on, though, is also for Fallen Leaves. And Mitch killed this, guys. I know most of you know Devin Massey, but if you don't know Mitch Massey, you are... you need to check the man out. I mean, you ask Lee, that whole fucking family is talented. Like, it's like,
100%.
Right? They like come out of the womb like talented, like
golden pencils, man.
Like the masters of black and white. You know what I mean? But speaking of really pretty covers, I told everyone that I would share a couple covers with you guys tonight for Fallen Leaves. To get you guys prepared, because we've got a lot going on coming up with Vegas and everything else, so we won't be around as much as we normally are because we're prepping for all this stuff and the new books and but the covers are beautiful. I mean, the Fallen Leaves covers are absolutely stunning. I can't show you all of them. Well, you guys know I can't show you all of them, of course, but I can show you some beautiful ones that I was not allowed to show you till today. And these are Greg's and Gwen's new cover set. And I just, bro, are they not nuts? Like, stunning stuff, man.
They're good.
Yeah, really, really, really good. And then, again, the whole team is working so hard on every product we put out. you know, right? Shawnee, right? Like that's the only way to put it, right? Like fucking what? Yeah, they came out really, really pretty. Speaking of people in Vegas, Shawnee's going to be in Vegas. Want to hang out with Shawnee a little bit, which will be a lot of fun. I know that she's ready to meet Bladen and everybody else, so we'll definitely get to see her a little bit. And speaking of folks that are going to be in Vegas, Steph Wilson and Carrie Ann will be in Vegas.
Yeah.
And there's his new cover for Fallen Leaves. He's got a couple of them. I can't show you the other one here, but this is one of them that'll be on there. Absolutely beautiful. You know, everybody talks about the man's background and stuff, but I'm like, this is the best background. Like it's great background. Mad fun. And then I think we've showed you guys this one. I have it in color, but I can't show it to you, so I'll show you the black and white or the line work for it. Super pretty. But I'm ready, guys. I'm chomping at the bit. Like everybody's like, "What do you got going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm mailing out If It Hops all month this month, and then I'm mailing out Greed after that." And I'm just ready. I'm like, get all these cool products to people. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, because everybody's had the digital books for a little bit now, so they're all like, "Hey, when's the next issue?" Or "Hey, is this?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, you know, the next one's coming out in like 3 weeks or 2 weeks now, or you know, however many days it is." And it's such an exciting experience because you guys are with us, and that's the coolest thing. Like as creators, like I don't have it cool like Lee. Lee has the coolest fucking setup in the world, right? So let me sidetrack to this real quick. Lee has a granny flat. Let me explain to you what that is. Lee has a granny flat, which is like a in-law suite on his property, and all his fans, they roll up to the motherfucker's house and pick up books from him. If that's not the coolest shit I've ever heard in my entire life, you know what I mean? Like,
well, they're people that live locally that are interested, so they come over and we have a yarn, you know. And
that's not the coolest thing in the world. Like,
yeah, well,
I'd be like shooting the shit. I'd have to have like Heather would have to be around with like a taser to get me not to give away story secrets, bullshitting with y'all at like the kitchen table with, you know, a beer or a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Like I would literally be in so much trouble if I had an awesome like.
Hang on. See if this works. Hold on.
Oh no.
So.
Oh, we're going for a ride.
Look how fucking cool.
Damn.
I'll show you. Can you see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang! Wow.
It's just look at the walls and the. You're gonna have to tell me what's in that fish tank one of these days.
Well, there's my big girl.
Tank. He's keeping those creatures that can fucking kill you in Australia. He's keeping them in those fucking fish tanks. Look at this fucking awesome space, man.
There you go.
That's so cool. I would shit. I wouldn't know what to do.
That's where I come down to do my stuff, mate.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, so right now, we live on 2 acres, and we have our house in the front, and my mom and dad's house is about a half an acre behind ours, a little more than half an acre. And it's like my kids, they love to go walk back to see their grandparents and all that jazz. You know what I mean? They can walk from the house to the other one, whatever. Eventually, if we end up staying here, we'll have an entire other house behind ours. So I will make it my fucking granny flat that I can just, you know, take the 4-wheeler back there to every fucking...
The 4-wheeler.
I just try
I'm not that far away, mate. It's you know, it'd
no,
be a bit
but I'm gonna
for me, you know, like a 4-wheeler just to like I wouldn't even get it out of first gear, mate. It'd be
to drive back there and be like, look, you know, we talked about that, and God forbid anything happen to my mom and dad, but once they get a little bit older than they are now, they're gonna move over with my sister. My sister's a RN, so they're gonna and they've built like a space on the back of their house for them, so they're gonna go over there. But I was talking to my wife, and she was like, we're gonna have to put like a radio, like a intercom on the fucking wall to call you, because I work so fucking much that it's literally like I'd never be home anyway. Like, I have this problem where, like, if I'm laying down getting ready for bed, and like, let's say I've been laying down for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever, I'll get an idea and I have to put it down on paper, and when I started, I would jot it down on my cell phone. I'd just send myself a message to check in the morning. Problem with that was I never fucking check them, and they would just fucking build up, and I'd forget what the fuck I was talking about. So now I literally get my ass up, run to the theater, and fucking jot down what I was gonna, put down anyway. See, I'd probably never even be home. I mean, it's not like they'd miss me. My son's 4, my daughter's fucking 11, going on 30. So they both, my wife could come over there and hang out with me, and she could work, and they just leave the two of them here.
Yeah, but I think it's important to have your space, man, no matter how big or small it is, regardless.
For sure. I agree 100%. I think that we, as creative types, we like that. Like I've said before, I get my best writing done alone in the dark with some music on and having, no outside distraction, and I'll put down pages, man. I mean, I'll get down. Like, you leave me the fuck alone, I'm gonna get down, bro. Like, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I get that. I like daytime drawing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I always figure you're like a light
early evening man for me. So
yeah. I do. I figure you're like to me, you're like a beacon of light amongst human beings. You're like such a nice person that I feel like positive rays of sunlight are like a necessity.
Well, man, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with being positive, man.
Not at all.
There's enough negativity around
That's
us,
right.
and we know that, mate. So just
My favorite.
smile and have a good old time.
That's
mate,
it,
while
bro.
we're doing
That's it. They were joking with me yesterday about writing fucking Theater 7 and asking me if I'd ever do comedy again outside of that series. I think the reason I enjoy Theater 7, a lot of it is because of the content. I enjoy the type of story it is and stuff. And, nobody likes good locker room humor more than I do. You know what I mean? Like, I have a good time with it. And I think that if we can bring that type of joy to people, like I've said it before, if we can take you out of any negative headspace that you're in, just by reading the stories that we create, then we've accomplished what we set out to do. You know what I mean? It's like, as a kid, I lived in Virginia, like way out in the fucking sticks, right? And we lived on a farm, and I loved the farm and stuff, but there were no family, there was no relatives, there were no neighbors, you're literally out on this massive plot of land. And the only way I survived was the bookmobile would come out every once a month, and the bookmobile was the coolest thing. If you guys have never heard of that, it's literally like a bus that the library outfits to be like a small library on wheels. And as a child, it was the most exciting thing to me every month when it would come out, because I could get like 3 books, and it was like a 4-mile walk from the house. So my mom would walk me there to where they were coming. You know what I mean? And she'd walk back with me. And, I'd get these, like, all these fantasy books and stuff. And I mean, I have now, since I've been an adult, I own all those books now. You know what I mean? But, we'd pick them up, and then I'd go up in my bedroom was literally an attic that had been converted to a bedroom, So I didn't have like a traditional door that you went into. I had like a door you had to go up some stairs and push up and go into the attic, like a fucking Harry Potter type of deal, right? So anyway, so I'm in there all by myself and shit all the time. So I just read and I read and I read, and like, so I got taken away from this world where I was alone a lot, You know what I mean? Instead of being alone, I was in the world of magic and fantasy and just amazing storytelling. And I think that that's very integral for us as a creative team to be able to give you guys, you may not want to leave reality. You may just need a small break from a day, or you may just need you know what I mean, a quick pick me up, or really pretty chick talking crazy to you. You know what I mean? And we bring all that to the market, and it's a lot of fun. I think that the more that we do, that looks beautiful, dude. I'm not to, but that's coming together so well. Like,
But
it just looks good, bro.
So you
Like,
wanna-
I've never seen you ink by hand.
yeah, that's true.
I have not, so to see you do it by hand is spectacular, bro.
I just have to remember to slow down.
Well, you do everything fast, sir. Hey.
Yeah, I was thinking you're flying there, man.
Was it?
I was thinking you were flying there. You were really like getting into it.
Oh yeah.
I'm a bit
Well,
slow.
It's gonna be fast regardless. Just that's my nature.
Yeah, Bladen's probably the fastest artist I've seen, like, ever.
Well, when
I'm sure there are plenty of people that are faster. I'm just saying, in my experience, he's very fast.
if you don't put any detail in it, you can just get away with whatever you want.
Shawnee said, "Not digital for Bladen. Are we in an alternate universe?" No, so like I said, this is a piece by Mitch Massey for Fallen Leaves, and Bladen has graciously offered to ink it for him, and I just thought that was just the coolest thing.
What are you using there, man? Pen was.
Let's see this guy, Fudenosuke.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a harder brush tip type thing, and then this guy too, which I don't remember at all. It's in my Amazon history, but it's a bit longer, and it's actually like the actual brush bristle bits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I also have the blue one of the same with this guy, but I don't know if the focus is doing it. That's way far away from me, so I can't see.
Yeah. No, cool. Thank you.
So
I could get lost. This is almost like therapeutic, right? To watch inking. It's like, I don't know. It's beautiful. Yeah, we've got a lot of really cool stuff going on to show you guys. A lot of really cool artwork, covers, all kinds of shenanigans coming up. And I think the team we are in this place as creators and as a group where I think that we're stepping out in our own as teams within the company. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of fun because right now we've got 9 IPs, like 14 by the middle of next year. So it's cool to see when people are like, hey, look, when's a compo color in this? Or are you bringing on, when's April Reina doing that? Or whatever, yada, yada. And it's such a cool thing to see. You know what I mean? To watch people that are like just as into it as you are, just as invested in these characters as you are. And it's a very powerful experience. Like we had a friend of ours come up and ask us the other day, and I hadn't even thought about it in ages, but they were like, well, it's been about a month and a half since the last time Bladen and I talked about it, but they were like, hey, are you guys ever going to do a movie or a pilot or a TV show pilot or a pitch or anything like that? And, we talk about things all the time. We're always working on improving the brand and the best ways that we can, push things. So, I mean, we've talked about TV shows, we've talked about cartoons, we've talked about different things that we could move for the brand. Right now, nothing is stagnant with us. Let me say that much. Everything is always in motion at some given point in time or another. Like we have a good friend of ours is working on a theme song for the brand. You know, so when that's done, that'll be really cool. It'll be like a ditty for the brand. And when I say ditty, I mean a lot more than like a ditty, like a full band and amazing songstress working on that. So that's gonna be a load of fun. I see.
You're going to have like a full-on 4-minute ethereal heavy metal
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. We are in it, man. We are like when people are like, "Well, what's your goal?" What do you mean goal? I'm in it to fucking win it. I don't know about you got short-term goals, long-term goals. Yeah, my short-term goal was to do a book a month. My long-term goal, to me, a long-term goal is like 6 months. You know what I mean? My next long-term goal is to have 2 books a fucking month out. You know, and we've done an amazing thing recently. We've accomplished that months ahead of when we thought we would, which you guys don't even, I can't even believe we're talking about it. But look at right now, we put out a book a month right now. We've been doing it for about 4 months, 5 months now. And coming up in October, we'll have Squee After Dark and If It Hops in the same month. You know, and it's a phenomenal thing, man, to watch these amazingly talented folks. And everybody's always like, well, thanks, you know, you did good work. And it's like, no, I'm grateful to be along for the ride. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no, you know, as tacky as it sounds, there's no like I in team, you know what I mean? It's everybody's out there killing it together. Are you gonna do that ahego thing on her fucking face?
I'm doing what Mitch set up, so I am.
Okay, right on. I didn't know if you were. I was just giving you shit because the tongue's sticking out, and I know you. I was
already about halfway there. Tell you what.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you were gonna run with that shit. Yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know the ahego, how do you pronounce the ahego?
I don't know. I literally do it like half the pages and then like delete that little layer just because it's funny.
Okay, right on. So anyway, it's where like these chicks like cross their eyes and stick their tongue out, right? Mm-hmm. So you see it everywhere now, and it's funny. Well, it's not funny like funny like I want my kids to see it or anything, but it's funny. Jesus. Yeah, y'all had me for 3 hours yesterday. I'm out of content, y'all. You two fuckers are talking. I was literally talking for 3 hours straight yesterday. I'm out of content.
A 3-hour show watching people draw.
It was so cool.
Mm.
It really was so cool, you know, because I am, I like I said, being a creator, yes, but to me, every time one of you guys puts out a piece, yourself included, I'm all over some goddamn Lee Chalker art. Let me tell you. You'll actually, well, never mind. I'm not going to give away that surprise. So, but there's this concept where I can only do so much, right, with my characters. There's only so much I can do. But again, when you talk about a team, there's so much the other folks can do, and they bring to the table to bring these characters to life. You know, so every time someone draws our characters, even if it's a fan, right? We get fucking fan art all the time. And I love it. It's amazing. You know, it's absolutely phenomenal. Because to me, it's just as cool as anybody else doing it. You know, it's literally like, wow, man, that individual has taken their time to either do a warm-up sketch or whatever else they were doing with characters that we have. You know, I'm still over the moon about the Vela fucking Greed piece that he did like a year and a half ago. I mean, that shit is printed and put in my fucking office. You know, I'm along next to yours. You know what I mean? I am a fan. So when people come out and they deign to spend their time, which is something you cannot get back, you know, and creating something phenomenal with your characters, it's something that should be cherished in every way, shape, or form. We had a young dude. I see what you did here, Lee. Got me talking again. I appreciate that. We had like recharge the battery, give me a fucking concept. So we had a young guy reach out to us. I don't know, a year and a half ago, a little under a year and a half ago, And he was like, man, I love the stuff. And he starts sending me all this great fan art. You know what I mean? He's an artist himself, and he's sending me all this art. And then it was my birthday last year, and he sent me this like portrait of me, my wife, Ricky, and Cade on it. And I just was blown away. Like, it was the coolest fucking thing in the world that this dude had taken that much time to get as much detail as he could possibly get into it to cartoonify like our characters plus us in a portrait, you know, and it was phenomenal. And I thought it was funny because he even went so far as to do it where it was COVID, where I was wearing like those gator masks. I don't know if you've seen the gator masks, but they pull up and they look like a bandit fucking mask, like you're gonna fucking rob the bank. But they were, you know, they're comfortable and easy to take up, easy to take down, you know, and whatever. But he had drawn it around my neck, and I was like, I will never forget COVID ever. You know, not only for that, but I fucking caught it and the shit sucked. But you had it too. You had that fucking bullshit too. Yeah. I'm still fucking recovering, like after 6 months.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't much fun. It was pretty tiring.
Ugh.
I didn't like it. I mean,
no, you
would
like
go
it.
back to seconds if I didn't have to, mate.
I enjoyed mine quite thoroughly, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, hey,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
for a fucking shitty thing that's not real, 3 guys in the same space had it. So, yeah, that shit sucked, man.
Yeah,
Like, that shit was
it
fucking
did.
trash.
Did
Ugh.
definitely not fond memories, man.
Oh no, fuck that shit. How was the wedding that you guys did the other day?
It was all good, man. Like Tam was pumping, so
Love it.
Tam's in here for a moment. Hello, Tam.
The wonderful Tam.
Yes, she's here. Wondering, but yeah, no, it was all right, man. Just fucking manic, mate. You know, that's the season it is, man. So
For
it's
sure.
like drawing, flowers, working,
dude.
life. Like it's never a dull moment
man.
here. So,
I love it.
It's a juggle, mate. It's a juggle. So
well, I mean, I feel like it all is like, right? Like, so right now, my daughter just got, you know, school started again, right? So, but my daughter's school has no fucking buses. So it's like, you know, 4 hours a day in the car now every day to take her and pick her up. Because the last school she was in, you know, she'd go out at, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning, get on the bus and go to school. Now it's like my ass is up at like 5:45 and attempting to crawl to the car to, you know, to drive her to school and shit. So, yeah. Oh, pretty baby.
Lloyd, he likes a bit of camera, the old Lloyd.
Yeah, you know what, man? I'll tell you this. I think, you know, people are, I don't know. I'm a dog person. Like I'm an absolute dog person. I love them. I wouldn't know what to do without them. And now I got the family a pit lab mix, and they call him the land seal.
Yep.
And he just he literally will go jump in the pool and get out, and his hair is so short that it's literally like he didn't get wet at all. You know, like he'll paddle around the whole fucking the little end and then just come back out and act like he didn't even get wet, you know. But he's pretty cool. I'm a big, like I said, big dog fan. I've had a golden retriever now for like 12 years. Man, yeah, I like big dogs though, man. Like big dogs are my thing. Can't do little dogs, man. Like,
I like all animals, man. You know,
I'm with you on that. I just, when it comes to like my personal animals, I like big, clunky.
I've always had big dogs. I've never had a little dog. I don't think that was a conscious decision. I think it's just what, you know, happened at the time. But I had a big deaf Dalmatian for 17 years.
Oh.
He was a big dude, man. In his prime, he was like 42 kilos, this dude, man.
Big dude.
It was like, you're not supposed to be that big, mate. You know what I mean? It's like this dude,
it's like 180 pounds.
All right,
roundabout. like give or take a few pounds, but yeah, it's a lot. I had a Great Pyrenees. The first dog I ever got outside of like when I had my own place and everything with Heather, and we were just, had just gotten married and stuff, and we got a Great Pyrenees because I didn't like leaving her at home alone by herself at nights because I work nights a lot. And well, whatever. We're not going to talk about what I did before all this, but I used to work nights a lot, and she would be home with the dog. And if you've never seen a blockhead Great Pyrenees, they're monsters. Like they're like you see all these like little things on TikTok or on Instagram where you see these big cloud-like dogs. Well, a Pyrenees is like that, but it's like the pit bull of that. You know what I mean? They're big, they're bulky, they're muscular. Especially if you get a blockhead. Like, I mean, Honey Bear's head was about the size around as a basketball was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Big ass fucking head. And we lived near a school, and there was one point where we had this big old window in the front of the house we were renting, and he literally like went through the plate glass window to get to the people in the front of the house. Shit was nuts. He's a good dog though, but yeah, big dogs. But funny enough, I have two of the smallest dogs in the entire world here at my house too. We've had them for like 3 years. I have two prairie dogs here at the house, and they're the coolest little fuckers too. And the kids love them. They love the kids.
Lots of personality.
Oh my gosh, dude! You'd think that they were people.
Yeah.
Like they talk, right? Like they talk. Have you ever had a ferret? It's like
no.
It'd be like the smartest, like a ferret to like the 10th power when it came to intellect. They're just like ridiculously intelligent. Like if they're in a bad mood, leave them the fuck alone. You know what I mean? And they let you know when you come up to them and they're pissed off. They'll sit up and they start talking to you, and you know they're pissed off because their fat little bodies are like shaking when they're talking. You know what I mean? It's like they're only like this big, so when they stand up, they're not much bigger. They're just like a little like like a bean bag. When you were kids, you'd throw your bean bag. What was that fucking game? Blade in the man, where you throw the bean bags, the cornhole. So they're like little bean bags. That's how they sit and stuff. And yeah, you get too close and they're pissed off, they'll let you know. They'll whoop the dog's ass. The dog gets too close to them, they'll whoop the dog's ass.
Dog's scared.
No, man, absolutely nothing, Shawnee. I promise. Like my son, they love my daughter because they're my daughter's pets. But when my son gets too close at 4 years old, he's a little rougher, so he gets too close, and they'll whoop his little ass. Like I have to rescue him because they're not going to back away from you. They're going to constantly come toward you. And it's funny because you'll hear him running across the hardwood to get away, and their little feet, you'll hear them on the wood, just like going after him down the hall. It's terrible. I'm an awful fucking human being. But I'll sit there and laugh for just long enough to catch him before they get a hold of him. And I'm like, see, you shouldn't be mean to them. And he's like, I just want to pet him. And I'm like, you're too rough when you pet. You know what I mean? Soft pets, gentle pets. Oh my gosh. Or in the middle of the night, if the new puppy, he's not used to them. So they're rodent killers. So like he'll go and he'll get too close to them and to their house, and they'll get upset. They'll let him know. Then he'll come trucking back in the bedroom with his tail between his legs like he just had his ass whooped. Oh my gosh. So where are we at right now? It's 7:43.
Prairie dogs.
7:43 right now, and we're at $13,395 for 280 backers. Incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't even so grateful to everyone. So grateful. It's really cool. If you look at the numbers for this campaign, we have so many digital backers, and I think that's really cool. We've been getting a lot of digital backers, and the interesting thing about digital backers is it's less than what it was before. And I'll say why that's interesting, because before it's so expensive to ship out of country to a lot of places. So we had cut back on international shipping. The past 2 campaigns we've opened it up again, but it was hard for us to justify asking you guys to pay so much for shipping. Like it really was. I could not. It like was like a rock in my stomach every time I'd be like, hey, look, it's like $30 to ship to your country. I'm really sorry. You know what I mean? But so it's cool to see that so many more people internationally are buying physical copies of the books. I absolutely love that. I had, speaking of COVID, we're in international shipping. We're still dealing with fallout from that with Australia right now, because there was a point in time during COVID where they raised shipping costs. So like it was like for 2 books to Australia, it was like $55 US to ship to Australia. 2 fucking books. So then after that happened, they went through a period in time where you couldn't ship to Australia at all. It was like 4 months that you could not ship to Australia fucking at all. And we lost like 10 packages during that time period going to Australia. And it really sucked because at the time, all the search numbers all your shipping tracking numbers would say was, hey, look, it's in Australia. That's all it would fucking say. It wouldn't say like, hey, look there, we found it or whatever. So at that point, I was just like, okay. And we had a fan reach out and go, hey, Dustin, I didn't get mine. And I felt so like grateful to hear that at least I knew a person that hadn't got it so I could send them their stuff. I'm really hoping that all that is cleared up a little bit. I know it's been like 6 months, 7 months now, so I'm sure they've probably got the kinks all worked out of that. And we're happy to ship to our awesome fans and team members and stuff in Australia. So we have the coolest gift going to Lee Chalker here in the next 3 weeks. So if that amazing gift does not get there, trust me, I will fly my ass to Australia and look for it.
And personally get up Australia Post.
Dude, look. If I've got to like truck through the outback to find the fucking package, I'm going. You know what I mean?
You might be a bit like Burke and Will's mate and just disappear out there. It's a bit.
I show up like 8 months later writing another book, and I'm like, here it is. It's on like fucking twigs and fucking.
Yeah, looking like Gandalf and shit, like. Here is your parcel.
right. Walk up with like fucking like some kind of fucking goanna fucking leg that you're chewing on and shit, just like trying to exist. Oh my gosh, I saw there's a movie. I wish I could remember what it was fucking called. It was I think it was called Rogue. It might have been Rogue. It was about I don't think so. I think Rogue was in Africa.
That was a crocodile or something.
Yeah. So, but it's like there was this cool one where like I love reptiles. Like I used to breed monitors. I used to breed poison dart frogs. I realized poison dart frogs are amphibians before anybody says anything. Yes, I realized this. Let me put that disclaimer out there so everybody knows I understand the difference. So anyway, we used to breed all kinds of awesome reptiles before our kids were born. And we just as a hobby and stuff. We worked with dentist office. We do frog tanks and terrariums for dentist office and all kinds of fun stuff. But anyway, I'm a big fan of like almost every reptile that comes out of, Australia. I understand some things, Jake. Some things I get, not everything. Some things, but so in this movie, there's this like tour boat that goes out, and they go out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they're going like it's between these huge like rock formations and stuff. You get to see all this beautiful stuff, but then they like run aground on this big croc nest in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? And it's funny because I'm like, I know a salty can get that big, but it's not very often that they get as big as they were in this movie, right? Like it was ridiculous how big this thing was.
I don't even think I watched it, man. But that's the one with the giant crocodile that goes hunting in the people off the boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I left my wallet in the water. I've got to go back for it. It's like,
So awful. So awful. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I could not even begin to mess with some of those people. You know what I mean? But they were like,
Funny.
we're gonna swim across this or swim across that. And I'm like, all right, look, man, he already ate that guy, and he ate that guy. He's not coming back to eat the next guy. Just get the fucking shit and go. If she had, I'd be proud of you, Jake. You know what I mean? If she had told you how big that thing was, it was ridiculous. I'd be proud of you.
Movie.
It was a ridiculous movie, but it was an interesting concept. There's another one that I'm a big fan of. I'm a big Val Kilmer fan. Have always been a big Val Kilmer fan. But he did that movie, The Ghost of the Darkness, when I was a kid.
Yeah, about the lions.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Based on a true story and whatnot.
I remember seeing that at the cinemas, man, when it first came out. And, it was good.
Like, just phenomenal, man. Like, I think that attributes to, like, real horror. To me, like, most horror movies are either, action movies or thriller nowadays. You know what I mean? But old school horror, it was out of Africa, absolutely. And they were working on the trains and all that jazz. But there was there's this concept of scary movies when we were younger that has kind of disappeared. You used to not see the monster or not see what was killing the folks, until like the very end of the movie, even like with the original, like Pumpkinhead and stuff, you didn't really see that a lot until like the second film. Yeah, the Salvo Man Killers, dude. So Jake LaFleur is a big horror guy, like big time fucking horror guy. His collection rivals my own any day of the week, and not just like the cool shit he has, but like the pictures, the signed autographs, and just all kinds of fucking cool stuff. Really, really cool dude. He always gets the great the great blank covers for like by Adam Fields for the listener and stuff. Love Jake. He's fucking awesome. But there's something about not seeing the monster till the end of the film, and there's something about the build up, right? What is getting the people, what is doing these things, and I think that's awesome. I think it's a really, really cool thing because you're not prepared for what's coming at you. We're actually, speaking of old school horror movies, Theater 7 is reaching into some older horror movies here in the next few issues, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I think you're going to get, I know you're getting Big Snake, which is the next story arc, which is a playoff of Anaconda, so that should be a lot of fun.
Big Snake. When's your Kickstarter for Fallen Leaves start?
The 16th of this month, so two weeks from now.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep. So, Woman in Black was incredible, Jake. I did like it. A lot of people didn't, but I liked it. I thought Daniel Radcliffe did really well.
Yeah.
Or Ratliff.
That's the one where there's a road that gets covered up at high tides or something, and it's an old building on a little island. Man. Yeah. That was
a good one. I think the Tooth Fairy, not the Tooth Fairy. It was a weird one where it was this girl, her dad and her mom move into this house that they're redoing to sell it, to flip the house, where they but she actually meets like old school Tooth Fairies. Like,
is that the one?
That was pretty creepy. Like,
that's not the one with the rock.
No, not the where he's got the tutu on and shit. No, no, not that one. Yeah, first movie. I love that. I tell you guys a really good one that was very psychological. That was interesting. That came out recently was The Black Phone. I thoroughly enjoyed The Black Phone. It was super wild, and it didn't need to be more than it was. I don't know if that makes any sense. but it was like I normally can't watch a movie where nothing is going on. You know what I mean? Like nothing super exciting is happening. But that was a very interesting take on like a psychological thriller. Shawnee says we got 5 minutes left on the campaign. Look at that fucking cover, man. That shit is so good.
This is fun
It
stuff.
is.
Yeah, Terrifier is going to be good.
What is
Heather
Terrifier?
really liked the first one. I didn't. That was the one with like the weird clown, wasn't it, Jake? Heather liked it. I didn't get into that one too much.
I haven't watched many movies with clowns in.
Man,
No.
so I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not scared of many things. I'm not scared of clowns. I'm not a fan. We'll put it that way. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not like gonna run in terror or anything like that, but I'd rather have a tarantula crawl on my face than associate with a fucking clown. Just putting that shit out there. I'm ready for Winnie the Pooh, Jake. Like I'm ready for the Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Like I think it'll be interesting for what it is. You know what I mean? Poor Pooh getting put in the fucking public domain. Everybody's. I mean, I love Do You Pooh. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Do You Pooh, but the rest of that stuff that's coming out is pretty fucking nuts. That's pretty goddamn crazy.
That's that horror version of him that they're all talking about at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that what was it? What was that video game, Bladen, that they Five Nights at Freddy's created like a genre almost, right?
Yeah.
So not only did they create a genre, but then you've got Nick Cage, and Nick Cage comes out and doing his own like take on the genre, right? Like he literally comes in this movie, like right. So the coolest thing about this movie is they knew how to save money, right? They wanted this great big actress. They bring in Nick Cage, Willy's Wonderland. Absolutely, I loved it. I thought it was great.
The bowling alley movie.
No. Willy's Wonderland is the one about the like it's a kid's. So it's a kid's like,
Playground. Then it's like
Yeah.
the dude, and he's hired as the cleaner. Or
yeah,
something because his car breaks down that day.
right. So,
Yeah.
but the thing about the way they saved money was he doesn't talk at all. In the whole fucking movie, he doesn't speak once. So, like you got him in the movie, but you saved money because he didn't fucking say anything. He just like walks around and shit.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was great. It was good fun. I think you guys are in for a real treat with this next book, though. I'm very excited for everybody involved because it's been quite a ride putting this book together. And again, the covers that we've just started showing you guys tonight, a couple of them we hadn't shown before, are absolutely stunning. Like this is the Greg Bow and Gwen set, and they're absolutely beautiful. And then Lieris has an awesome set as well. Everybody got involved. The majority of the team has covers. Hey, man. Yeah. No, I got them. They're just going to Adam this weekend. Man, look, that shit sucked, man. So the listener 4, right? So I get all the books in, and one box is like water damaged at the bottom of it beyond belief. So the cool thing about our printer is he double boxes all the boxes, right? So these folks at the fucking mail place had to have left the box sitting in a pool of water for God knows how long, because the bottom 15, like every single Adam Fields cover, was destroyed. Like it was absolutely destroyed. So then I had to reorder the Adam Fields covers. No, all that's coming to you, dude. Whatever. Get out of here with that. I already told you about what happened. So anyway, I had to reorder them, and they came in last week, and they're all beautiful. They look great. And now I'm sending those out to Adam and a couple other orders. Yours have to go to Adam, though, because he's getting a blank for you. So they have to go to Adam anyway. And if you guys haven't seen a Adam Fields cover, I'm going to say you need to check out Adam Fields. Adam is a great guy. He's been with Ethereal since book 1. He does beautiful artwork, like absolutely beautiful artwork. Look at that dude's eyeball, bro. Like, you are killing that. It looks so good.
It's a good face to work with. It's fun. Really
It's a good face to work with. That's a good face. It's a good face to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was so grateful because our printers got us the 15 copies of the Adam Fields covers and stuff. So that was awesome. Thank you so much, Shawnee. There you go, guys. Final numbers for BGD issue 3. Wow, what a phenomenal experience.
Another successful campaign for you, mate.
Well, I think it doesn't even become real till we send the books out, right? So like
Yep.
the last of, like I said, the books that came in for the last like 4 orders for the listener 4 will go out tomorrow. If It Hops has started going out, you know what I mean? So I'm thrilled with it. I'm absolutely in love with getting the books to everyone, and then it starts feeling real.
Yep.
When we start, like, my favorite part is I do all of the fulfillment myself. So it's literally like when the books come in, I sit down with, like, I don't use BackerKit or anything. So I'm literally sitting down with each individual order and pulling up your names and going to pull from the long boxes that I've situated of all the different books, and I get to see what each person orders, so like the following month when they do an order, I'm like, holy cow, I knew they'd pick that cover. They enjoyed this cover the last time, and yada yada. So it's a very cool experience to see that type of thing and build that type of thing. And I just got an amazing cover from Mr. Dave Kemp, Blade and Hunter's cover, and I'll actually share that with you guys. It is the one I can share, so hold on. I can't share the other one. I can share you this one.
You can share. You're just a coward.
No, I am not a coward. Well, we're past the 10-minute mark anyway, so I don't think anybody's going to come at me for it. But here's Blade and Hunter's cover for Fallen Leaves with colors by the incredible Dave Kemp.
I did 2 versions, so I don't know where we're getting.
Well, that's the version you get to see.
Uh-huh.
It came out good. You'd be glad I'm not showing the other one.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, he's a powerhouse, man.
Oh, that's great. That's so good.
It came out really good. The other one is her completely nude, guys. There's nothing left to the imagination.
I don't remember drawing that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember you drawing it. I remember you going, hey, look, I put feet on this one. And I was like, yeah, get it. No, and that's a joke because a lot of times artists, and we love all our team members, and not just our team, but art in general, a lot of folks will avoid certain appendages. They'll avoid hands, they'll avoid feet, they'll do what they can to avoid certain, parts of the human anatomy. And it's really cool to see people step out of their comfort zone, and do different things. This looks good, bro. Like, this is going to be a really good one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, what do you think so far? Because you've seen them all. What is your personal favorite for Fallen Leaves covers right now, Mr. Hunter?
Can't pick a favorite. To be honest,
I dig it. I dig that.
I was just trying to be like respectful and all, but like seriously, there's a lot of really awesome ones. Like every single one has something cool about it too.
I agree, right? Like, that was cool. I'm ready for. So I'm really wanting to see Tina's, right? Like, we went with the layout number 1 from her. I'm so ready to see it. Like, I'm so ready to see it. She's an incredible artist too, guys. Tina's really, really talented. And like I said, we went for all different types of covers for this book. And as usual, we have our, our big pages and stuff, and awesome colors. Like, I love that splash page. That's fucking cool. but this was a cover that we did for the preview edition, and I just thought it was a lot of fun. This was a really interesting. The colors are beautiful. You know what I mean? They really bring the flames to life, and I think they accentuate the art where they're literally like you could feel that that's fire, that's fucking hot. And I think that's a magical thing about art, being able to bring people into a situation and actually feel the situation. I mean, that's fucking awesome. Like I'll say this for Battle for Bustle, I felt like Lee Chalker hated white. That's what I felt like when I saw the first issue. But I absolutely fell in love with his storytelling, and I think that the right line work. You don't have to have color all the time, but the right line work can bring to life these incredible stories. You know, like I never knew I could be interested in a story about a dude that had a number for a name. Like that shit was like I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. He's a great artist. Wait a minute, what the fuck is going on right now? This is pretty cool. I'm gonna keep up with this shit because this is great, you know. But you see a lot of things that are in the world of art where being subjective, sometimes you may overlook it because it may not be your most favorite or your most, like, or the type that you're used to. I think that's the best way to look at it. If you're used to a particular art style and something takes you out of your norm, don't like be quick to push it away. You know what I mean? Don't be like, I'm not into that before you even give it a chance. That's where the subjective part comes into it. Give it a moment, stew on it for just a second. When I worked at the Frisk Museum in Nashville, I would go look at a piece, and I'd be like, it's not for me. But at the same time, you'd walk away for a little bit and then come back, give it another, good look at it and maybe realize there were interesting things you hadn't seen before. Like Salvador Dali, right? I am not the biggest fan ever of Salvador Dali, but I can appreciate what people enjoy about his artwork, right? Like to me, I'm going to say something funny and everybody's going to be like, that's not real. There's a statue called de Balzac, all right? Not Balzac, but de Balzac. And it's a amazing piece. Really tall naked dude, like really tall naked dude. And I remember being in front of it for the first time. I was in my early 20s, and I was in front of it, and I was like, man, this is really cool, right? Like this is, stunning that you could chisel this out of something so hard. Like you literally have created this giant man out of like stone, rock, and marble or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? But it was just beautiful, And I get you can polish it and make it shiny and whatever else, which was done, but it's still this massive man, like chiseled out of a hard object. Whereas nowadays, if you're not a sculptor or you're not, into that type of thing or an artist, you're literally looking at it like, well, how the fuck did that come out of that big ass fucking thing? You know what I mean? And now there's a man, which I'll say this, the older artisans back in the day when it comes to sculpting could bring to life things in a way that it's just unbelievable. If you ever get the opportunity, make sure you stop by an art museum that has a sculptor exhibit. It'll blow your mind. But like, if you look at right now, if you look at the piece that Blade and Hunter is working on, you obviously tell it's an elf chick. She's a pretty elf chick. She's got her tongue hanging out. You know what I mean? You obviously can tell what it is, right? And because your mind tells you that there's like a castle behind it. You know what I mean? With the outlines of the inks, your mind tells you that. But when it comes to like art like this, not everyone can do it. Not everybody can bring to life something like this. So stone is the same way. You're not going to be able to go into a piece of stone and be like, yeah, well, I draw so I can sculpt. You know what I mean? Neither is the same type of medium. So it's a whole different skill set. So when you take this massive 6 foot tall dude, can you imagine? Well, I say 6 foot. I'm almost 6 foot. He towered over me. So he's probably about 8.5. But can you imagine how long it took a human being to create something like this out of one of the hardest objects in the whole wide world. You know what I mean? So it's really, really cool stuff. And what I'm getting at again is how talented individuals like Blade and Hunter are, and Lee Chalker, to be able to bring to life things and show you, these awesome scenes and to add emotion. People can draw all day long. I'm an engineer. I can draw. That's what I went to school for. But I don't do it because I don't do it like this. I write very well, but I don't draw like these guys. Like I could draw you a building, or I could make you a to scale model, or I could whatever, but I can't put emotion into it like they can. There's things about artists that just bring a piece to life. There are plenty of people out there that can draw, and it be like there's no soul to it. But when you see these amazingly talented folks, they're literally adding life. And I say that because I'm blown away every time. Because again, when they draw our characters that I've created, it's literally like a part of your soul is coming to life. The words are literally like forming into shapes and people and events, and boobs. So, who doesn't like those? But I did tell Heather that I'd only be on for a little bit tonight because we hit it real hard yesterday with that 3 hours. So we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It's always a good time. We appreciate your feedback. We appreciate your my nose is stuffy, so I just said fucking appreciate. But we appreciate your patronage, your time. Hey, I hear it. I'm a big fan. I mean, word is folks are fans of, Babes, Gore and Dinosaurs. I can't wait to get issue 3 to you guys. I'm ready for issue 4 already. Get out of here. Like I'm ready for issue 4. Because with issue 4 will come the trade paperback. So just like Jake mentioned earlier, the listener trade paperbacks are out. So you guys have got your Greed trade paperback is coming out early next year. The list, Babes Going Dinosaurs trade paperback is coming out early next year. We're leaps and bounds, kiddos. Leaps and bounds. We're doing a lot of shit. So it's mad fun. Mad fun.
Indeed.
You feeling good about that one there, Mr. Hunter?
I'm pretty happy.
Good.
Probably haven't really ruined it yet with all this traditional stuff.
It looks good though.
Yeah,
it looks really good, dude.
Going good, man. Going good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, so funny enough, we had a conversation yesterday live before we get out of here about Ricky's nipples. Does Ricky have nipples? That was a funny conversation. And I was amused that it's not something we've ever talked about, whether the Saurians had, I love the look on her face. Ew, he's all drippy. Absolutely. It's mad fun. Mitch is a monster. So if Mitch's lines are looking good, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. But it was like, I had never really put much thought into the male characters having nipples. I mean, they're all mixed with human DNA. So it's like, in theory, they should. You know what I mean? But it's never been something we have ever like consciously had a conversation about. All the female characters did. So we were like, you know what? Going forward, nipples. I'm about it. Mad fun. Dinosaur nipples. I'm about that life. And the next nipples you guys get, though, are elf nipples. So they're a lot of fun, too. Oh, my gosh. I seriously am getting stuffy, and I was not stuffy until I started talking tonight.
There you go. Look at that.
Dude, it looks good, bro.
We'll see.
You should bring that version and sell it as a fucking print.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not a print. It's a, yeah.
Well, I mean, make a print of it, man. Like,
oh yeah. That's on y'all.
Like, it's really fucking good, bro. Like,
thank you. I mean, again, the lines were there. I mean, it's gonna find them,
Well, it's interesting again because we're getting the opportunity to work with incredible people. You know what I mean? And like I just showed you guys that piece that uh, Dave Kemp colored. And that's to me is just we're constantly upping our game, and as our team grows, the talents that you guys are going to get to see are continuously growing. Like it's awesome. You guys should have seen the fucking line work that Mitch put in the other fucking cover that we were going to put out first. Like, holy fuck. Like, he was like, hey, I need to buy your colorist a fucking bottle of Advil to fucking do this shit. I had never. Hey, look, that amount of lines could have made Lee Chalker go, what the fuck? Like, there, bro.
The more lines, the merrier, mate.
Let me see if I can find that cover. And I'm sure that you guys can reach out to Mitch and you can actually get the original art from him if you'd like. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Hold on. I'm like I said, I'm sure he's got it. I'm sure he'd be willing to sell it if anybody's interested. But it was a lot of fun. Like it was a really cool piece. But he decided he liked this one better, and I'm with him. I think it looks really, really good. I'll save it and I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. Dude, hey, they're still going out this week, and the last one will be out, in the next couple weeks, Mr. Smithers. I can't wait to get it to you. Like, I'm ready, sir. If It Hops has been, oh my gosh, such an awesome project.
That's nice.
I like, the only thing that's hard for me about putting out a book a month with the pre-orders is it's hard for me to wait for people to get them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just as hard for me to wait as it is for other people. But there's Mitch's line work on that other cover that we didn't end up using. That was just fucking nuts. Like it's fucking nuts. Like, I love the goblin with like the arrows in his mouth and in his fucking eye and shit. And wild stuff, guys. Like, so good. Like, this is awesome. Yeah, that's the one he decided not to go with, guys, because he's doing the
I gotta go.
All right, man. Be good, brother.
Come on, guys.
See you, mate.
Bye.
James, yours is one of the ones that'll go out after Vegas because it's one of the bigger packages. I'm trying to get all the smaller ones out as fast as I can get them out. But we just pulled 3 long boxes of orders, man. Awesome stuff. There were so many Steph Wilson fucking orders in there. It was wild. Happy birthday to that guy, mind you. Happy birthday, old Steph Wilson. But anyway, guys, thanks again for hanging out with us. And I'm going to go and pull some more If It Hops, I think, after I, make sure that I got all my other shenanigans handled. But if anybody needs me, I'll be up and about this evening. Yeah, okay. Absolutely, James. We did. Absolutely. Well, wasn't that one that we made because you asked us to do it? I think that's the first time we've ever done that before. So that was very, very cool. And I can't wait to get that to you guys, honestly. Like I said, the last ones will go out. If you don't have your, it'll be the last shipment goes out we're coming back the 18th. Is that it, right? 16th, 17th, 18th. So, yeah, absolutely. So it'll be 16th, 17th, and 18th for Vegas. So that Monday when we come back, we'll pull the last of the orders. And that Tuesday, the last If It Hops orders will go out. And the order for Greed is going in like in the next couple of days. So as soon as that comes in, that'll go out too. Tons of books, guys. Tons of books. We're very, very grateful. Thank you so much. We love all the support, and we love giving you guys good stories. So thank you. Hugs to Lee. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Shawnee, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have so much fun in Vegas. I can't wait. We've got a cool gift for Mr. Lee Chalker as well as Shawnee Myers in Vegas. So we are going to holler at you guys later. Be good, and we'll see you shortly.
See you. Take care.